What's going on, you guys? Matty here, back with another Pokemon Go video. And you guys, welcome back. It is another Friday, so I wanted to bring back Fridays with Mateo. But if you guys haven't seen Friday with Mateo before, I'm just gonna go on some casual Pokemon Go rants. Um, Talk about stuff that's going on in the game that's affecting me. Not specifically any event-wise things, but just general upgrades to the game, how I'm feeling about what's going on. And on the side here to keep y'all entertained while I'm just ranting, I'm gonna show a little bit of just me walking through the park, a little recording there. But you guys, we're just gonna keep it relaxed. We're gonna keep it, as the shirt says, chill. The shirt says it, so we will abide. Anyways, guys, let's kind of dive right in. And there's a lot of updates going on in the game right now. If you haven't seen it already, there's some massive things going on, a lot of changes happening. The first one that I wanted to touch base on, and I've already made a video about it, but it's the new update to just the general speed of the game. What they did is they increased the frame rate for a lot of the newer phones. Now they've gotten rid of functionality for a lot of the older generations of phones. So older iOSs don't work with the game anymore, or you won't be able to play until you upgrade. So that is part of what's happened here. They're just pushing forward with newer technology, and that unfortunately does hurt a lot of people without newer phones or that newer upgraded stuff. But with that said, there's a lot of great benefits coming from that if you do have the right quality phone. Because things are moving so much faster. I've noticed for me, gifting in the game has been incredibly smooth, which is awesome to see because it always takes a ridiculously long time. I'm still waiting for them to give you an option to send all your gifts at once, but with time, guys, with time, that'll happen. Eventually, I hope. Then other things too, just general in-game mechanics, right? So like egg opening, I know that didn't come originally, but eggs, now that you're opening them, or if you do open a couple at once, you'll get them all at the same time, which is awesome. You don't have to go through each individual egg to get those hatches and see what's going on, which can take a couple of minutes sometimes. They all hatch at once, so you can run through, boom, 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 see what you've hatched right in a row, which kind of just moves things along and speeds it up and makes everything very pleasant, very easy gaming experience. So I'm very happy to see that. We've also seen, battles have been a lot easier going to, as far as at least raiding, like you finish up on a raid and you can skip through that finish up screen very quickly. You can kind of power through that and go right on to catching the Pokemon. So that's an exciting thing to see with rockets too. I've noticed you can power through that a little bit quicker too if you're just tapping away. So just little things like that, guys, but it makes the gaming experience a whole lot better when you see those things kind of implemented. So I'm happy to see that, always excited to see that. But that also leads to the one negative thing we've seen recently, and if you've seen my last couple of videos, you already know this, but the rocket leaders and the rockets in general are a lot more difficult to take down because they attack right away. And depending on how you play or what type of player you are, that could be challenging to you or you might not care. For me, it's made it a little bit more exciting just because I love taking down rockets and I'm always going after it. So with an opportunity to have a little bit more of a challenge to it, I don't know, it's kind of fun. But if you're going after rocket leaders and trying to get those shinies too, it might be a little bit more challenging. So with that, I would say it is a little bit of a downgrade from what we've had in the past, similar to like the Pokestop distance thing. Now that was a little bit bigger difference, but with that said, it was one of those things where we had it a much easier and a much more available option, and then they took that away. So I'm excited to see that they announced they're bringing that back. Rockets will be easier once again moving forward here in one of the next coming updates. So keep an eye out for that. If you're having some difficulty, don't fret. Things will be getting a little bit easier here soon. But that leads me on to the next topic here, where we got in the most recent update, the power-up gyms and Pokestops. Which some people, I've seen a lot of hype about this on Reddit, on social media, that type of thing. A lot of people are, powering up, getting those extra spawns with gyms. They're getting the extra, balls with raids. And obviously you get a little bit more items with it too. But the problem is, in my area specifically, I've seen nobody powering up gyms. And I've been to a couple parks, been around checking, and there might be a couple that have a little bit of power, like, 2 or 3 people have tried. But for the most part, nobody's participating. And it seems to be the case all around everywhere. I've just tried scanning 2 or 3, and it takes forever. It took me like almost a full minute out of my game just to, scan. Obviously, that takes a couple seconds already, and then submit. It seems to take forever for some reason. And I wish, there is that upload later, which I haven't tried yet. I might check into that. That might help save some time. But even then, I want to get that result right away. I want to scan it, send that in, and move on so I can power up my gym. But it takes, or the Pokestop, I guess, but it takes a little bit of time, and I'm not too happy about that. So we'll see how they change that here in the future. I don't think for now that's a very popular thing that's going to stick in this area. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe that'll change here soon. Maybe it's going to get a little bit easier to use, or maybe people will, for bigger events, go in on that a little bit more. So we'll see here in the future. That's kind of a cool thing to have in. But I'm a little bit disappointed they don't last for more than, I think it's like 2 days is the maximum. Might even be less than that. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing to see, how a nice change in the game. But back in June and July, guys, when we were dealing with the reduced Pokestop distance, the events were kind of getting a little bit lame. There's not too much going on in the game as far as, new legendaries, new shinies being released. I mean, there was a couple things here and there, but for the most part, it had been really slow. And it seemed like Niantic was just building for future events, which is fine. It's always great to see that they're working towards something, but it was getting a little slow. And obviously, even the past couple of months, I've noticed that nothing has really changed that much. I mean, there has been some cool events. Halloween was cool. That was a lot of good mix-ups, and a lot of November too. A lot of the November events were, again, a little bit different from the status quo, but nothing too crazy. But December has been kind of awesome. I've loved that we started off the month with 2 new legendary shinies with Zekrom and Reshiram. Then we are getting the Judigun. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that was released right away with the shiny form available. And now towards the end of the month, we're getting Spheal and Ice, the little iceberg Pokemon. I forget its name right now. Maybe Bergmite, something like that. But yeah, that's coming out too, and that's all really exciting, and a lot of new things coming towards the end of the month, and I'll talk about that in another video because that's a lot of information to dive into right now. But I'm just saying, guys, there's a lot going on in the game and a lot of improvements that they put in, and just in general, a lot of very exciting things to be, just that makes you want to play, that makes you want to go after a little bit. So I'm very excited as a Pokemon Go player, and obviously as a content creator, that there's so much going on right now that I can actually talk about and fill you guys in on, and hopefully prepare you guys for and just to get you hyped about, because there's so much to get right now, and I'm just a very excited person because 3-4 months ago it was not the same game, and it wasn't as exciting to get behind the camera and talk about these things. But I'm happy to be back at it. I'm happy to be talking about it again because this game has started to motivate me again, and that's a very exciting thing to see. And I hope that resonates with some of you guys. I know my play style is a little bit different than what than everyone. Everyone plays the game a little bit differently, and I prioritize certain things at sometimes, and just like anybody, I'll go in for raids some days, and then other days I'm gonna go after rockets a little harder, or maybe I'm gonna try and hatch eggs. Everyone's got their agenda for the time, and everyone's gonna go after something different. So anyways, guys, Fridays with Mateo. I've rambled on probably about long enough. I'm gonna start wrapping things up here. I just want to say thank you to all you guys that have watched, that are sticking with me. This is day 4 of the 30-day challenge, which is very exciting. I think I've gotten a little bit better so far. I'm thinking I like this setup that I have right here. I'm liking the quality, and I like kind of my spacing from the camera. And this is something I could see me doing for a little while. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this setup here, how I've been doing so far. I only plan to get better here. I plan to step it up every single time, and I hope this is a good improvement from where I started at. But anyways, I appreciate all you guys. Likers and subscribers, stick with me, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.